The original staircase was original to the house around 1980, and it was trying to be contemporary, but it no longer fit the decor of the house. So I knew I wanted to change it out to make the foyer larger, more open, and more elegant. I believe I received a flyer in the mail about it, and I also, on the internet, searched various companies for staircase remodels, and Home Trimwork came up. When I first contacted Home Trimwork, they set an appointment with Mark. I thought it was going to be an in-person appointment, but it turned out to be a virtual appointment. At first I was a bit put off by that because I was expecting him to actually come to my home, look at the project, and then help me design it. But the virtual appointment went very well. He took his time with me, asked me what I was considering, gave me suggestions, actually walked through the entire process with drawings online that I could see immediately on the computer during that meeting. It was pretty cool. He was dragging and clicking different types of wrought iron pieces over and putting them in and showing me the exact spacing and the picture of what it would look like. In the contract, there's actually a picture that was included in the contract of the design, and it was very cool. I was surprised because I was really put off by the fact that this was virtual. I thought he was going to ring my doorbell, and all of a sudden the phone rang and I answered it, and I was like, I'm done with virtual. Get over here. And I was surprised by how sophisticated the program is that he uses. We probably spent about an hour and a half on the phone together that day, and then he sent me a mock-up of what the entire project would look like, and then we rediscussed and went forward with the project. I contacted the company Valora to schedule the beginning of the work, and she was very good about that, kept in touch, informed me when the various people would be here, what time of day they'd be here, the names of the people who came to work, and everyone was on time. They had originally estimated my job would take probably 3 weeks, and they were finished in 7 business days. So I was delighted with all of that. The lead installer was Eugene, and in fact he was the only installer. My project was not as big as many that the company does, so he was the lead installer carpenter who came. He arrived on a Monday morning at 8:30, and he worked every day that week. He worked efficiently. He was here until 5 o'clock every day. He cleaned up every day before he left. They left my home very livable again every day, even though where they were working was right in the hub, the middle of my home, the entryway. So I was very pleased with that. The lead painter was Gary, and Gary did all of his work in 2 days, and the days were scheduled consecutively, so there was not a gap in between. And again, Gary, I had the supplies that he needed. I had samples of all the paint that the home had recently been painted, and I had samples of everything, so he had that to work with. And he came every day early. They were polite, they were neat, they were efficient, and I was very pleased with their work. Both men, Eugene and Gary, when they arrived in the morning, they were very careful to come in, put drop cloths everywhere, make sure that the recently stained hardwoods on the staircase and the foyer were covered. They did all of their cutting and heavy work outdoors, so that none of that dust and debris was in the house. They worked as efficiently as I could have imagined. The project went more quickly than I thought it could. The first day Eugene was here, I was surprised by how much he accomplished on that very first day. And he was meticulous in his carpentry work. I asked for a little bit extra on something, and he was very accommodating for it. And the same with Gary. He came in, he set up all his drop cloths. They were very careful. They were very mindful of my things, which we had moved out of the way, but still mindful of the floors and the hardwood and the paint that was already there. And I was in and out of my home quite a bit during the process because I work and I had other things to do. And I felt they were honest and, being mindful of my home, and I felt comfortable leaving while they were here. In comparison to some other contractors whom I've had into my home since I purchased it, this experience went very smoothly. The communication with the office staff was excellent. They kept me informed, contacted me to let me know when Eugene and Gary were coming, made sure that I was comfortable with the process as it was moving along. I think the process went a little more efficiently and smoothly than my experience with some other contractors. I have already recommended Home Trim Work to other people. I've had a couple friends in to see the project finished, and everybody was amazed at the difference it made in my home, and they really think it's a beautiful job. It enhances my home, and I'm certain if they have the need to do something or the desire to do something like this, that they would certainly consider your company. I'm thrilled. Couldn't be happier with it.